Okay, hey everyone, and welcome to the craft room. I noticed there's a couple of people on already. I can see Sharon. Good morning, Sharon. And Evelyn is over on Facebook as well. So great to see you guys. Thanks for joining me today. I'm just checking that everything seems okay. I've got my microphone in my new place, which hopefully will stop the whole reverb business that we had happening before. The light is really difficult to work with at the moment because it's so dark. We've had a whole night of rain and it continues to rain, and it is just very dark and foreboding out there. So I'm relying on my two very old crafting, recording, live streaming lights to make things happen. So please forgive me if it's a bit dark, but please let me know how the mic is holding up, because, as I say, it's a new position for me. Probably the position I should have had it in the whole time, but anyway, we'll go from there. Now, okay, so today we're going to be making what do we call it? A swing tent fold card. Basically, you can see where it gets the tent name from because it looks a bit like a tent. And this little piece in here is where we get the swing from, because it's actually swings free. It must be hard to tell, but it swings free like this. You can hear the patter of little feet outside. So I think Ruby's coming to say hello, or she's headed off somewhere else. But anyway, Ruby the dog is very upset at the moment because it's raining and her dad won't take her for a walk in the rain. So she's just a bit sulky. But anyway, so yeah, we've got this panel that swings backwards and forwards inside. I like this one. I like cards with a little bit of interaction and a little bit of interest, especially if giving it to children. It seems a little bit more exciting for them to have something sitting on their shelf like that, with that they can swing it backwards and forwards rather than just a plain card. So hopefully you like that one. I know Tammy, if Tammy's watching, I don't know if she'll be watching on YouTube or Facebook. I know Tammy's going to make one. She showed me her decorations last night. She's making one with an actual tent. It's a camping themed card. So, that's pretty cool as well. So, yeah. So anyway, we'll make something similar to that today. Before we start, I have popped up my Come Craft With Me for April. I think it's the Easter Monday. So the Monday after Easter weekend. And we're going to be making a triple, what do we call it? A triple panel or triple fold card. I picked this one up from somewhere on the web. I can't remember where, but it's actually longer than our A4 cardstock. So you do actually add a little extension piece there. You can see the seam there. So I've popped the measurements up in the event already. If you'd like to come along and join us with that one. I think that's the afternoon of the Monday, Easter Monday. This one I'm using, this is so cute. This has got so many comments here. This is the Outback Friends from Paper Rose Studios. Cute little animals. It's got a whole range of Aussie animals. Tassie Devil I saw there, echidnas and koalas and dingoes and the whole bit in this lovely gum tree floral as well. So yeah, I love that one. That's what we're going to be doing with Come Craft With Me. So look for that that event that I popped up this morning. So that's on, as I say, Easter Monday. And this morning I've been popping together the instructions for my most recent class. This is my rustic spring class. So we're making 8 cards, including 3 fun folds. So these are the 3 fun folds here, and then the 5 normal fold cards. And we're using the rustic spring again from Paper Rose. Beautiful, beautiful cards there. So I'm currently selling that class if you're interested. But I've already placed the first order, so I'm going to have to wait till we get a few more takers before I place another order. But yeah, 8 cards, $35, including postage, if you're happy to use your own card bases. And they are just normal white card bases. Even the fun folds use normal white card bases. And $41. So you add $6 if you want me to add the card bases to your kit. But anyway, when I was working out this class, I thought most card makers have enough white card bases or white card stock in their stash to want to save a little bit of money there. Anyway, so let's get on with this card. As I say, this is our card here. I've popped the instructions up in YouTube and Facebook already, but I will run through them quickly here just in case you miss. So we have a card base, and this one I'm using some Stampin' Up cardstock here. It's the Berry Burst, goes nicely with my paper here. The paper and the embellishments I'm using are from the Little Artists collection. It's actually from the Little Artists card kit collection, quick card collection. The quick card collections are really cool because you get all the paper embellishments that you need, plus you get an inspiration sheet, so you can make some great cards with that. So that's the quick card collection, and most of the designs that Paper Rose put out, they will also put a quick card collection out with that, so you can just whip up some great cards with that. Anyway, so yes, using the quick card collection, which you have to say very quickly. I've got my pieces here. So the card base it's like a portrait card base, score at the top. It's 11.5 by something. I don't know. I'm going to make a liar of myself here. If Michelle pops on today, I don't know if she's working or not. Happy birthday for today, Michelle, my dear ex-Stampin' Up teammate. 4.25 by, but anyway, happy birthday for today. Yeah, 11.5, and it's scored at 5.75. So that's our card base there. And I have a piece of the gorgeous Designer Series patterned paper there, which is 1/4 inch smaller. So it's actually 4 inches by 5.5. As I say, all in the instructions if you want to do that. Now, what I'm going to have to do is grab these two pieces and actually cut out our front window there. And the piece that you cut out from the front window is what you actually use for your little swing. So I have seen some people who will glue that all down now and then put it through the cut and emboss machine. I don't like to do that. It's just a personal preference, because I find that I end up getting glue all over my cut and emboss machine for a start. Plus I always end up not putting glue in all the right places, so it ends up coming off. So bear with me, I'm trying to find my snail. So all I do when I'm going to cut it is, to keep it in place, I will just add a tiny bit of snail to the back, pop it in the spot that I want it to be. So it's basically going to stay where I want it while I pop it through the cut and emboss machine. So just there. Now I'm lovely to be able to use retired things. I love it. I don't have to pretend that I've got everything new. That's all good. I'm just using the old Stampin' Up stitched rectangles. I think every brand out there would have a stitched rectangle die you could use. And I'm using one that was approximately 2.5 by, was it 2.5 by 4? So that one might be too big. It was this one, I think. Oh, it might have been that one. Let's have a look. I'm just comparing it to the hole I've made. And hopefully I'll put it back. I do get a bit slack sometimes and forget to put things back. So it was this bigger one. So I'm using a die that's approximately 2.5 by about 4. If you don't have a die that size, you could bring in your trimmer and cut out a hole about that size in the centre. I think die is a little bit easier. The other reason I like to do them separate is because I don't know whether I'm going to be able to cut through both layers at the same time. So if they're separate, it's a bit easier to put them through again if I need to. Just bear with me. I've wandered away from the mic to get the cut and emboss machine. Apologies. I'm back now. So I'm going to pop this through. So pop both the paper and the cardstock through together means that my hole is going to hopefully line up. Nicely. That's the plan. So somewhere in the middle there. So roughly, so you've got the same border all the way around. Who says they're going to be camping? Somebody's lucky. Deb's away camping. That's fine. As you know, the replays are always there. Facebook does delete everyone's emails, not just mine. They're not picking on me. They delete Facebook Live videos after 30 days. So if you do miss one and you think, oh, I remember Julianne did that and it's gone already, just pop over to YouTube. And thankfully, YouTube is there forever. There was something else I was going to say about videos and things. Oh, yes, I know. I remember now. I'll say it when I'm busy, when I'm finished die cutting. Right, there we go. So I don't know whether this has given me cut both for me or just one. It's definitely cut the paper. I'll just rotate that and get it off. Hasn't quite gone through all of the, mostly. Oh yeah, we've done it. The last one I had to pop it through again, so it was a little bit tricky. Okay, so we've cut that. I'll get rid of the cut and emboss machine and the die. Oh, yes, I was going to say a lady, a friend, reached out during the week and said she couldn't find the, excuse me, sorry about that, frog in my throat, reached out during the week and said she couldn't find the instructions for a very old video or very old card that I'd made because since I resigned from Stamping Up, I no longer have my Stamping Up website. So all the instructions and videos and things that I linked to that website are no more. They've gone. So they were mostly sort of old stuff, but if you remember that I did a video a couple of years ago, you want to revisit it, or you find that a link is broken to a video that you've been watching, please reach out, and I'm happy to pop those measurements and things up again. This was the easel fan that Margaret wanted to make. So yeah, so just reach out if you can't find something because you think a link is broken or it's disappeared. Please let me know, and I will endeavour to get it up again for you. Okay, so that piece that we've cut out with the frame, I'm just popping that with glue onto our window, and that's lining up okay. There's a couple of little rough bits there where it didn't quite go through. I saw a meme over the weekend where it's like you've got 20 pair of scissors and you can't find a single one, and that seems to be how it is sometimes. I know I've got at least 5 of these, and I can't find a single one sometimes. Okay, so there's the front of our card. Sorry, I've moved over a bit. Still getting used to where Benjamin's forced me to craft. Okay, so that's out the front of our little window. So the bits that we've got left over here, as I say, they are going to be our swing. So what I'm going to do is just add that to the piece that we've got. And they just fit together perfect like that. There's no overlap there. That just came out of the die just like that. Okay, so there we are. So we've got our card and we've got our swing. Inside, I'm going to pop another piece of designer series or pattern paper. This is just the continuation of the piece that we've used at the front. So what you do when you get these quick card collections from Paper Rose, the paper is 6 by 8, so it's longer than it is high, and you usually get a piece of it that's just the full colour and then continued on, and there's usually a strip like this. So that's the whole piece there, sort of colour, and then the strip. So the strip's really handy just for adding extra detail. In this case, I'm going to pop it in the back of the card, or you can use the nice blue on the back, whatever you want, or the nice colour on the back. There's always a nice colour on the back. But just this strip, it makes you add interest to your card without actually having to use another layer if you position the strip right. On the card, it sort of adds that highlight that you can get with the one piece of paper. There we are. So what I'm going to do now is before we add the little bit at the bottom, I'm going to add this in to make our little swing. And what we need to do is give it a little bracket at the back. And I'm looking at my pieces of everything here, and I don't think I've made myself a bracket. So I will just get a scrap of white and I'll make myself a little bracket. So the bracket is just, doesn't have to be white, doesn't have to be your card-based colour, just any scrap of cardstock that you have. But you need it to be, say, about 2 inches by 1 inch. Sort of, I'd say that would be the minimum, not much smaller than that. So 2 inches by 1 inch. And you just score it so it just forms a little sort of hinge. So in this case, I'm going to score it in half, just so you get a little hinge like that. And then what we're going to do, apologies, I've still got a creaky throat here. What I'm going to do is put that glue on that side of it and just bring in our little swing and just roughly in the middle. Doesn't have to be surgical. Just pop your little swing like that. So roughly in the middle. Try and line the score line up with the top of the swing panel. I'll just let that cure off a minute. So you see we've got that at the back there. And I'm going to add some glue to the other end of the hinge, just there. Bring that back and position it back in the hole that we created. Okay, so just back in there, make sure it flips under, pop it in there. So it's fitting perfectly back in where we took it out. I'm going to carefully take that up and out of the way. And then our little hinge will keep it there and attach it to the back. So you can see it swings free. Okay, so that's our little, once with the cards open, that will sort of stay. Gravity will keep that upright, so to speak. Okay. A bit like that. I don't think you can see that like that. Oh, it's raining again. I don't know if Sally's watching. Is Sally watching? Is it raining in Rokeby, Sal? Anyway, so there we are. I'm sure it's raining everywhere. Okay, so there's our swing. What I'll do now is grab in what we called in the instructions the base. So we've got a piece of, I'm going to use the same colour berry burst that I used in the card base. This original one I used white. As you can see, in the end, in the pictures, I wasn't quite happy. It seemed to stand out a bit more than it should. I just wanted it to disappear into the background. So I thought if I use the colour of the card base, it might be a bit less conspicuous. So it is, from memory, 4 inches by 4.5. I think 4.5 by 4. Yep, it is. And I've scored it at, now the scores are difficult because they're all 1/8 of an inch, but I'll leave you to look at the instructions to get that. But there's a little 1/2 inch score at either end, and they're the ones that we're going to glue to our card. So I won't get too complicated with the 1/8 of an inch on the scores. Just grab the instructions so you can see. I'm going to pop a little bit of glue on the outside of that 1/2 inch tab. Move everything up and pop that onto our card. So we'll just keep it as even and normal fingers so you probably can't see. I'm lining it up with either side of the designer series paper and with the bottom of the designer series paper. I'm not bringing it all the way down to the edge of the card. I'm keeping it that little bit 1/8 of an inch up. And the reason I'm doing that is because if that is in the line with the bottom of the card, it tends to wobble on it like a bit of a pivot, and that's not what we want. So it's slightly up from the edge. I'll bring it a little bit closer so you can see. Just there. We just need it to hinge the card together but not actually, make it topple. And then I'm going to add some glue to the other 1/2 inch tab and then bring that down and just let that cure for a second, and that should give that little base that we've got that we need to keep the card open. Okay, I'm not going to open that too much. I don't want it to move, but you can see that's what we've got there. Okay, and that fundamentally is your card made. As far as it's concerned, that's the card base, the standard there. As I say, I think Tammy's is going to be amazing with her tent in her tent card. So I'm looking forward to seeing that done. There we go. So I'm going to decorate mine as well. So let's pop that in. I've got, in the first one, I popped it with a blue card base, and there's a little boy there with his easel and his paintbrush. This one, oh, there's one more thing to do. Sorry, before we get on to the decorating, I've got a panel of white just for the back. Apart from that, there's absolutely nowhere to write on this card. It's a little bit busy. So I've got a panel of white that I've just cut. That's not the panel because that's too big. This one's been cut. It must be a different panel. It needs to be trimmed off. Anyway, follow the instructions on the thing because this one's too long, but it's okay. I'll use it anyway because now I've put it on. I've glued it down, and there's just a little strip of the designer series paper that I had left, so I'll pop that there as well. Okay, so that's the back of the card. That panel there, that white panel, should be the same size as those designer series paper panels, but I've obviously left it a bit long. Okay, back to the fun bit. We'll do the decorating. This time I've got it in the pink, so I thought I'd do the agenda thing and use a little girl this time. I've got a little, from the card collection, I've got a cute little easel there, and these are all embossed, so you can see they've got a nice little sort of shine to them. I'll pop the little easel there. Now make sure when you're decorating your little swing panel, you don't go off the edge of it. Okay, you can't go past the edge of that thing, or it won't swing properly, and it'll get caught all the time. So keep your decorations within that sort of footprint of the card of the swing. And then the little girl, she's so cute. Sadly, don't have any children in the family at the moment. Hopefully one day, but anyway, we'll play it by ear. I don't want to be that mother that continually nags my children for grandchildren, because I know they've got worries of their own at the moment. I want to add to them. But one day, hopefully, I'll have someone to give these cards to. Anyway, little girl standing there with her paintbrush. Quite cute. And then I thought I'd bring in, and I've got it here. I'd bring in some other decorations and a sentiment. Okay, so I've got lots and lots of cute paper here, as you can tell. I'm going to be going for ages to finish this. Okay, so we've got, what else have we got here that I can use? I was going to use the circles, but they're a little bit wide. As I say, they would have stopped the easel from the swing from swinging, so we didn't want that. What have we got here for you, little girl? Oh, that's all there is. There must be another one that's tucked in here somewhere. Where is that? Here it is. Okay, so what have we got? We've got a cute little, yep, I'll use that, a little brush. There's some brushes in a little jar, so we'll use that one. And I notice there's a little pink glue paint tube. So we'll pop those. I think it's really nice just to pop them on the edge of the outside, so they actually kind of have a little bit of dimension away from the swing. So we'll just pop some glue there and pop that on the very corner, just there. When the card's closed, it looks like it's on the same plane, but when it's open, it actually sits out on front. And then this little paint pot as well. Where am I going to pop that? Maybe there. Yeah, there. Now, sentiment-wise, I haven't really decided. There's no birthdays or anything coming up since I don't actually have grandchildren, but the kit comes with sentiments you can use. And we've also, you can use whatever sentiments you've got at home that you like. So with the little boy that I made, I popped this sentiment actually on his easel, just so it looked like that was part of the painting that he'd made. With this one, I think I'd probably do the same, or there's a bit of a gap at the top there, but I'd pop a sentiment somewhere on that one when I'm ready to go. Okay, so that is my Glenda Molle's swing easel card. Hopefully you like that one. Okay, if you make one, I'd love to see it. I'm really enjoying seeing the cards you guys come up with after our videos using the measurements that we have. I'd love to see what you come up with. Yeah, I hope you enjoy that one. As I say, just a little bit different, a little bit interactive, and will really look sweet when it's on display. There you go. All right. So thank you very much, everyone, for joining me today. Hopefully you'll enjoy making this one on into the future. Again, we've got Come Craft with me on Easter Monday in the afternoon, and I've also got my Rustic Spring card class, 8 cards, that's going at the moment as well. So please reach out if you're interested in either of those things. Anyway, thanks for joining me. Have a great week, and I'll see you all again next